What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we're doing the next video in my Gran Turismo 3 Epic Races series. AI fails, you name it. This is the Gran Turismo All-Stars Championship in the Professional League. I'm using the Pennzoil Nismo GTR JGTC. This is a great race. Be sure to watch it. I'll commentate a lot of this race because it's fantastic. There's just a lot of good stuff that happens here. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. Hoping to get there by the end of the year, and we're doing very well. So I'm really excited for that. So thank you all for subscribing. We're at like 10% of my views are people who are subbed. So we're hoping to get that up a little bit higher, but we're making good progress. So this is me using the Pennzoil Nismo. Cars I'm racing against are the FTO LM race car and the RX-7 LM race car. I try to pass them pretty intensely. RX-7 is apparently doing a little slide there. I'm trying to not really mess with anybody in this race because I've realized that sometimes it helps to mess with people, but sometimes it also helps to just let them do their own thing. And this is one of those races where I kind of do both, and you'll see what I'm saying. Spoilers, it'll be when the R390 is pitting. It's going to be very funny. So there I go, make a pass on the S2000 LM race car, take the inside line. He kind of went out a little wide, so then I just took it through the inside, passed him there. GT1 does his trademark thing here where he's going to hit off that corner, start spinning, and then just drive right into the driving line and just cause a lot of mayhem to the S2000 there. Could have been worse, honestly. Could have been a lot worse. But yeah, so there's that. And it's going to get worse for everybody in this race. So, well, the slower cars are always really good. It's the ones that are super fast that just kind of lose their minds a little bit. But so normally, as I've said in multiple videos of mine in the past, when I do these videos, I basically mess up the R390 one time, and that usually leads to a funny race. But I realized about a month or 2 or 3, I don't remember what it was, but a few months ago I did a video, and I just didn't mess with the R390 at all. And he actually, it ends up being pretty funny, because then he ends up missing the pit, and you can kind of mess with him, and you'll see that I do. So this is one of those races where I don't mess with him until I need to. And then once I do, I make his race very awful and ruin his time, and he does not get second place. So I enjoyed making that happen. The R390 is the best, though. I love the car. It's a very fast car, and the only reason why these races are entertaining to me is because the R390 and the GT1 make them so interesting, and the Panos, but he's not in this race. But this is just a fantastic race here, so I'm still doing a pretty good job. My times are about 115, 116, a little bit slower than the R390. He's slowly losing me. He's doing his thing. He's very fast. Hits gravel a lot, but then just keeps holding the line very well. The AI just take these corners so well, and even when they go off the road, they seem to handle it well. But then, of course, the ironic thing is that the AI on Laguna Seca seemed to be programmed super well in the first half of the race, and then very poorly in the second half. So the corkscrew always is a risk for every AI in this game. And in the final corner too, they make some mistakes. So this is a good one, a good race to just do forever. Obviously, I've like based pretty much my entire channel on AI fails in GT3, and I've been kind of expanding. So if you're new to the channel, you're still watching at this point, thank you, by the way. And also check out my other stuff, because I basically play a lot of Gran Turismo games. I haven't played Sport. I kind of want to, but like, I just need more AI replayability, and Sport is like literally not that at all. So I want Sport to do well, but it's just not my style. But I'm glad that Sport is still so relative all these years later. It came out, I think, in 2017, which is crazy. I play up to 6, which came out in 13, so still sort of relevant, I guess. sort of relevant. But I played those 3 games. I also play Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors and Halo and Call of Duty, although not recently. But yeah, so that's enough of that. What I do in this game is I love my Laguna Seca race. I've been using this one forever. I've got a lot of videos that have this in this exact race, and I just try different race cars over and over and over again, and just have a lot of fun. So as I continue to slowly lose the R390 here, I'm now 6 seconds behind him as of this most recent checkpoint on this lap. This is lap 4, so we're slowly losing him. He's very fast. I gain on him a little bit at the end of each corner, but he's just so good. He takes all those corners so well up until the corkscrew, and up until that point, I lose a lot of time on him, and then I gain a little bit of it back throughout the final 3 turns, and then usually I end up slowly losing him. Took that turn a little wide there, but yeah, still doing well, holding the line, trying to take apexes as best I can. The Penzo Nismo is pretty hard to control, but it's not terrible. All-wheel drive is still amazing, but it's slides a little bit on its final corners. Here's the GT1 doing his trademark. It's not really trademark, but just spinning out, making it a little bit more interesting for the S2000, keeping him near somebody, I guess. FTO and RX-7 are just dueling forever. I don't know who wins. I can't remember at this point. I just saw it. It's at the beginning of the video, I think, too. But, yeah. R390 is still just trucking along, doing great. You know, it depends on Nismo's a good car, and, you know, it's the slightly older version of the Calsonic and the Loctite Zexel Skylines, which are both in this game. But it's still good. It's got a lot more power, in my opinion. And I have a review on that, actually, where I compare those 3 cars, so check that out. But, yeah, I'm just trying to keep the car under control. Obviously, not doing the best job sometimes, but I'm human. Trying to make it, keep it going. You know, I love that the AI make mistakes, even though they're not human, so it's nice. But now I'm rolling up to 7th place. You know, trying to take each corner pretty quick. I definitely feel like I'm better at the final corners, and the AI is worse, which is why I think I gain some time at the end, but lose time overall. They just handled these corners specifically. I think it's corner. They do corner 1 well, honestly. But it's, I guess it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. Corner 5, the one that leads to the corkscrew. The AI don't brake on that corner. I don't know how they do that. It blows my mind that they just don't make mistakes. I don't know how they do that so well. And even when they do this corner where they hit the gravel there, they're still so fast when they don't have to brake. Like, how do you guys take these corners so quickly? But this is the one right here that's coming up where they barely brake. I mean, he's taking that corner at 145, and I don't do that. I can't do that. I don't know how they do that. I go through the gravel at 133, and then I strain to keep the car on the road, and I'm like, how did they take those current corners so fast? I don't know. It feels like they are so well programmed on that corner exactly, and then the rest of the match is not as bad, or not as good, but they just maximize their speed on that one corner, and I'm just so impressed. So we're coming near the part where the R390 is going to get totally ruined, and it's going to be amazing. So again, as I said before, I used to science these and try to basically hit the R390 enough to wear his tires out a little bit so that he would slide around on some of the corners. But this time I was like, let's just let him do his thing. I'll just see how good the Nismo is compared to the R390, which of course not going to be as good. But I was like, just keep my car as straight as possible. Tire wear is getting a little bit brutal, but I always try to make it to at least the 8th lap because of the fact that I know I can make it the rest of the race with the next set of tires if I go 8 laps. Well, usually. But with this situation, the R390 is just, again, just absolutely crushing it, making corners so easily, and tire wear is pretty good for the R390 compared to me, which is much more orange, and then there's Toyota GT1, which is not looking good at all either. Honestly, I think the Toyota GT1 should pit way sooner than he does, but he doesn't. I don't know why he does not, but he does not. So this is where the race starts to kind of fall apart for the R390, which is great. So he's been leading, slowly taking the lead further. He's 11 seconds ahead of me now. First moment of weakness here, he spins here, does his full-on, I don't know how they even do that, but he just slides all the way back around and re-straightens up pretty well. Then I'm now closing in on him, but he's still very far ahead of me. Basically a whole straightaway's length. I'm now 5 seconds behind him, which is, better than 11. I'm not complaining, but it's just he's been doing great, and I was like, let's see if I can try to beat this dude. GT1 is still, sliding around a little bit. S2000, and then FTO, and now the RX-7 is fallen heavily behind. I don't think he spun out because he's not far enough behind to spin out, but, AI just sometimes they start to make their mistakes, and that's just what happens. So, R390 here, normally if I've messed with him, his tires are a little bit more red, and he'd be even potentially spinning out on this lap if he's been really messed with. But this time, since I literally never touched him, he still has decently orange tires in the back. So he's like, he doesn't feel like he needs the pit. He's kind of slides the corkscrew a little bit, but he's still fine. So since he only spun out once, his tires are actually in pretty good shape. So he's just gonna go right through the pit, not even try, but then it's gonna start to fall apart here. So I'm only fallen away a little bit now, only 7 seconds behind him, but I'm gonna go in the pit. So he spins, and the rest of the carnage here will be kind of insane. It's just gonna be amazing. So you'll see what I do. I won't spoil it. I won't say it. I want to talk about what I'm gonna do, but I'll just let you see it. But yeah, so now that his tires are orange more in the back, you'll see he, for some reason, I don't know why on this first corner they like stop trying to be more cautious. I don't know why they do that. He brakes every time when he does that corner, except for when his tires are orange. Then he just drifts the whole thing like a boss, but then spins out anyway. Then continues his trek of sliding all over the course. I mean, I'm not complaining. At this point, I'm like, I need him to, I want him to be slowing down because I want to catch up to him, and you'll see why I do it. But it's pretty fantastic. So still can lose me pretty much everywhere on the straightaways because the R390 is just insanely good. But on the corners now, obviously back tires are very red. It doesn't help that he's just sliding all around every corner. If they were orange at the start of this lap, and then they just immediately go red just because, drifting like 3 straight corners, sliding all over the place is going to accelerate the wear here. But yeah, full rotation there, just spinning all the way back around, straightens out decently well, and then keeps going. So I'm catching up to him now. I'm very close to him. I'm only, what is this, 2 seconds behind him. So he's just sliding, spinning, just spinning. He makes more mistakes there. And so this is what I do. I just get right here with him, and I just box him. And you'll see, I just stop him from pitting. So he's stuck there. I don't know why I ran back into that wall. And I was like, let's just see what happens now. Like, I'm just going to drive my race, but he clearly is going to be struggling for another lap since, I pushed him off the road. And so now he's already been passed by the S2000. There's the GT1. There's the GT1 just spinning, just greeting his friend. See if the GT1 does this stupid thing where he can't. Okay, so he just reverses. But R390 is still just flying down the road. Can still get up to 176 even though he reversed on that corner. He's just going to slide it, just keep spinning, or trying to spin, but then he ends up drifting it and recovering it. Kind of awesome, actually, not going to lie. So it's just funny to see the AI handle these cars when they're just when the tires are so worn. He's just can't keep it on the track. But then, of course, because the AI has the first part of this track so well programmed, he just recovers it. Doesn't even spin. He hasn't spun out since he started the new lap yet, so that's pretty hilarious. Sliding, continuing to slide, back and forth. Front tires are starting to get more red now because I guess eventually as you just slide all over the place, you're going to wear those out too, even though he's a rear-wheel drive car, I'm pretty sure. But now he's just going to, brake, do his, probably flip back around the way he did before. But since his tires are not as worn, or his tires are more worn, he didn't do a full circle, but he's fine. Drives forward. He's still very... I don't remember who that is in front of him. I'm not going to look yet because I just want to see it from his perspective. So he's just sliding, and he brakes it. See how he does here. Yeah, not too great. Spinning, drifting, going all the way into the gravel, and then recovers it decently well, and then now here he goes. So it wasn't amazing. Usually he makes more mistakes than that, but that's still fantastic. He still falls from first to 6th in 2 laps, which is fantastic. GT1 spun out and just kind of said, yo, what's up, to his friend, and now the R390 is got a lot of catching up to do. So he'll do a decent race. I'll let that part go. I won't commentate that because it's more normal. But thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed me commentating more on this one. Y'all are great. And subscribe for more. How about 2,000 subs? Peace.